Guys, if you're watching this, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to watch the whole thing, you can watch it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Welcome back to another episode of Saving Grace. I nearly forgot my own podcast called then. I was like, see. Today's guest is Oloni.
Hey.
We love to see it.
Oh,
It's
thank
great
you.
to have you on.
Thank you.
People don't know who you are. Give them a little intro.
So I'm Oloni. I'm a sex and relationships educator.
Someone needs it.
I'm also an author of the debut book, The Big O. So,
Love that.
well, hey.
Did you ever think you'd be an author when you were a child?
Do you know what? I like to write a lot, but I just didn't think people would want to read what I have to say. Do you know what I mean?
You can read it and that's fine.
Exactly.
I felt
It
that.
was just like me, myself, and my diary.
I want to read that.
My mum did.
So did she?
She did.
She did?
Yes. I know, right?
No.
Listen, she doesn't
She
care.
confront you about it?
Yes, of course.
No.
Yeah. No. Oh, listen. I grew up in a very Nigerian home. There was no secrets in my house.
I wanted to speak to you about this because
Yeah.
you're Nigerian, but are you Christian as well?
Yeah, I grew up in a Christian household. So
Right.
yeah, I always say I'm a Christian because that's the faith I've known all my life, practiced it all my life. And yeah.
How did your because you're so open online, which is great, like literally about everything. But how did your parents react? Like, did you tell them, by the way, I'm going to be talking about this shit online, or did it just?
It just happened bit by bit. I think I started talking about relationships and dating. And I feel like when you're talking about relationships and dating, it's not really taboo.
No.
And then, you know, of course, with relationship and dating, just naturally comes sex. So I think I just waited till I got a bit more older and confident and had moved out so they could tell me what to do.
So they were fine with it?
Essentially, yeah, they were fine with it. Like they lightened. I feel like my mum, for example, got used to it, especially when she saw the relationship stuff. Like I would host singles nights for women and men, and she loved that. She would always tell me, we'd watch TV shows and she'd be like, "Oh, Millionaire Matchmaker, you should do something like that." And I'd be like, "Okay,
Why are you not
Mum."
presenting it?
Yeah, that's, honestly, she still does it now. She'd be like, "You should present this. You should be doing this. You should." I'm just like, "Mum, you should be my agent."
Please.
For real.
That's well, I find the same thing, like, because I talk about on here like some just disgusting stuff.
Yeah.
But when I'm at home, I'd never, ever talk about anything like that, like not sex or anything. So it's weird when your parents then hear you talking about it, because it's kind of like, oh, I don't even know how to approach it.
Exactly.
So disgusting.
I know it's honestly, it can be a bit, you know, uncomfortable, but I find that because I'm, again, just a bit older, I can have those conversations and, I don't know, for example, tell my mum how Kim Kardashian got famous. I think the first time I told her, she was just like, "No, really?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And that was obviously maybe during the height of when everyone was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So, but she didn't understand their fame. So even those conversations before, I would never tell her.
Nah.
But now I'm just like, yeah.
What would your parents' reactions be if you had a sex tape released?
Oh my God.
That would be
Do you know what? I think... I don't know. It would not be the greatest, honestly. I don't even know how to... That has never been something that's popped into my head. But if my mum ever knew I had a sex tape and it was out there, she'd be so... Honestly, I think she'd just be screaming on the phone to me.
You wouldn't even understand. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
It's just noise.
Yeah, honestly, I think it'd literally just be her cussing, effing and blinding, honestly, for real. Honestly, I used to be so scared of making sex tapes as well, because I used to be scared like, oh my gosh, what if it does leak one day? But I feel like there's apps now and vaults and stuff like that.
Everyone has a sex tape now as well.
Yeah, they do.
So fuck 'em. It's fine.
They do.
If Kim Kardashian can do it,
So can I.
we can do it.
Yes.
Although I won't be getting the fame that she got. Everyone will be like, dirty dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Do you think it's played out though now, like sex tapes? Or do you think it could still have the same effect?
That's the thing, because back in the day, apart from Kim K's, it was like Paris Hilton,
Yeah.
but that was like a whole like, oh my God. But now I feel like, nah.
Yeah.
After Talisa,
Talisa had one.
do you remember she had like a video of her sucking a dick?
I think so. Oh my gosh, yeah, I do.
And she got so much shit for that.
Yeah,
But now
I
I
mean,
feel like, listen, we're
all sucking dick.
Yeah, we're...
Do you know what I mean?
Dad listens to this, but yeah, we are. We are all sucking
Yeah.
dick. Yeah. What can you do?
Yeah, what can you
Some
do?
more than others.
Yeah.
It's not me. My boyfriend's at home like, please, give me something. But right, I want your opinion on, because I know you did a TED Talk.
Yes.
Right? First of all, TED Talk.
Yeah, I know,
what
right?
What the fuck? Were you shitting yourself?
I really was. I would call any and everyone who would listen to me just to watch my presentation before and be like, no, you have to like give me
all
tips.
the way through. Yeah,
absolutely. And it was something I always wanted to do growing up. I feel like, you know, quite some time ago, TED Talks was just the thing.
They were the
I mean,
shit.
I mean, it still is, especially if you want your motivation. And I always wanted to do it, and it was just such a pleasure to do. It was a lot of fun, but scary.
Like a big, really big.
Yeah,
crowd.
it was at Sussex University, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was university, so it was quite. It was
terrifying.
Exactly.
Because sometimes uni students don't know how
They're
to act.
very honest.
I'll be honest.
They're like kids. They will tell you how it is.
You're shit. You're like,
Right?
I'm gonna go. Because you were talking about sexual like liberation and stuff, and I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm taking back like blah blah, and I'm just not gonna have sex, and that's what sexual liberation is. Do you agree, or do you think it can be like, well, I am gonna have sex, but that's still liberating? That makes sense?
I feel like sexual liberation is not more to do with you having the sex. I think it's more to do with educating yourself. Like, being sexually liberated means that you're unlearning, you're relearning, you're understanding that sex doesn't have to be about how many people you're sucking off. But do you know what I mean?
That does sound.
It can really just be about understanding what sex means to you. And I think that is sexual liberation. What does sex mean to you? And how do you have a healthy relationship with sex? I think that's what sexual liberation really is.
I feel like there's a thing as well when you're younger, like when I was growing up, it was like, oh, I've got to do it because he wants to do it.
Yeah.
Not just because I'm being realistic here, I used to never get anything out of that. I'd just be laying there like, fuck,
when's
this over? Until you get older and then you're like, oh no, actually it's enjoyable as well. Didn't realise that was a long thing.
Honestly, I mean, we were all the same. I think that when you've got society who's always telling you that this is what sex is supposed to look like, or sex isn't even for women, it's supposed to be for men, you kind of feel like you're doing it for them. So you just pretty much do what everyone else does, which is either lay there or fake it. Do you know what I mean?
So bad.
It really is.
But it's like as well at school, I remember our sex education was, I had one video in year 5 where I think we were running away from a penis or something. Like it was
running away from a penis.
It was like you lay there, you have a passionate hug, and then you've got a child. Like that was it. And then at secondary school, there was one day of sex education, and you just put a condom on a plastic penis.
Oh my gosh!
And that was it.
I had the scare tactic. I spoke about this even in my book. Like, it was being given a doll. So over the weekend, and you have this dummy that's attached to your wrist.
Right.
And whenever the baby cries, you can't remove the what's it called? The wristband.
Yeah.
You can't remove it, by the way. And whenever the baby's crying, you have to literally sit there with the dummy inside it. And that was like a scare tactic to stop us from being like teenage parents.
That's
as
dedication
well.
as well.
It really was. Yeah. But I just did it because I wanted to get out of classes. But by the time but by the time that weekend was over, I was just like,
I'm done.
Yeah, I was just like, it's weird. I'm trying to wonder if it worked or not. I think with me, maybe it kind of did.
Do you ever want kids?
I do, eventually, one day. But, you know, right now, I just want to teach everyone how to have good sex and the right type of sex.
Someone needs to. Yeah. Amen. What would be, so your book, The Big O.
Yeah.
What would you, so if you were selling it,
yes,
which you are, but like if you were selling it to people, what would you say this book is about?
I would say this book is about teaching women and men as well how to, or non-binary too, how to have better sex for themselves, how to understand what sex is supposed to look like, not what they've been taught in school or in porn or through their friends, Snapchat and the rest of social media.
Snapchat, yeah.
Listen, of course, honestly, like always being sent an unsolicited dick pic, it's not nice.
It's disgusting.
Right? So I feel like this book just teaches women especially how to find their voice in their sexual journey. And I think that that's what's important as well. And it covers so many aspects, which I love. You know, it looks at virginity, it looks at sexual health, it shares not just my stories, but other people's stories as well in their journey. So it covers everything, to be honest. It's a book I wish I had growing up, if I'm honest.
I agree.
Yeah.
If I had that fucking book, I would have been set 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Well, that's like talking about like virginity. So I lost mine quite young. So I was just sort of thrown in, whatever. But my friend, she lost it around 22, and she was waiting for the right person, and then COVID hit, and she was like, I'm going to die a virgin.
Oh no.
So she was like, get me to that fucking Premier Inn, and just lost it. But I think it's weird. Virginity is weird because for women, I think sometimes they can either be like, oh, are you frigid? But then if it's a man like who's waiting, they're like, well, what's wrong with you? Like, why you must be nervous, or you must be like asexual or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird because we're being told that men are these sex robots, or that men are supposed to desire sex and they want it, but that's not true. Like, you know, I mean, you probably might find more women who are probably more like, well, not necessarily sex robots, but who enjoy sex more than men do. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's libido and sexual preferences are different. So we shouldn't just have this one concept or understanding that we just assign to people just because of their gender. It doesn't make sense. It's just not how society works. Doesn't make sense. I mean, well, it's just not how science works as well. Like, you know, if we all have different tastes in food, in drinks, why would we assume that everyone has the exact same taste in how they enjoy sex or how often they enjoy sex? It doesn't make any sense.
Today's sponsor of the podcast is Athletic Greens. How have I not died from alcohol poisoning yet? It is due to the fact that I take Athletic Greens. It gives you all sorts of vitamins that your body needs. All you have to do is put 1 scoop in a cup of water today, and you should be drinking water anyway, so it's easy. And it gives you all of the vitamins and nutrients that you need without you having to take loads of separate pills. It just does it for you. And on top of that, it doesn't even taste half bad. So winner. Athletic Greens is recommended by not only athletes like myself and leading healthcare experts, so you know what you're getting is 5-star. Athletic Greens is offering to give you a year's supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 travel packs with your purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/saving grace. So again, that is a year's supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 travel packs with your first purchase. So if there was someone younger watching this who wants to wait to lose their virginity, would you give them any advice?
Yes, I would say if you want to wait to lose your virginity, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I feel like maybe enjoy sex on your own with yourself. Like, we love to talk about doing it with other people, but we don't enjoy talking about doing it with ourselves. I mean, men might talk about, like, you know, enjoying a wank and stuff, or talking about their wank sock or whatever. But like, you know, I mean, even when I was growing up, my friends would deny masturbating. And again, I talk about this in the book. I was the only one who would be honest and be like, are you guys kidding me?
You guys all must be depressed.
Like, we're teenagers. We have hormones. These new hormones that are raging. You're trying to tell me your fanny
not letting them out at all.
Is not thumping. You are a liar. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. Do you know what I mean? But I understood that, again, I went to a religious school as well. So I also understand that it was religion, it was culture, it was fair, not wanting to look like that, you know, you're sex hungry as well. No woman wants to look like...
Well, that's the thing. It's the whole other end of the spectrum. So you're either like a frigid virgin who's like this weirdo, or your body count's like 6, so you're just a massive slag. Like, absolutely. Because I remember, this is something I've been speaking about. So often when people go to uni, they do have a higher body count. Ooh, sometimes
that's when we get it popping.
Thank you very much. But that's what I mean. So say when I came back from uni, or my friends came back from uni, you'd be like, oh, my body count's this, and people would be like, wow, like, that is disgusting. And it's like, but why? Because the boys were doing it too, but it's fine for them, but it's like gross for us. I just don't understand it.
Honestly, it's just because, again, society loves to slut shame women. Society is always slut shaming women and telling them that they are not supposed to enjoy pleasure, and that it is, I don't know, more of a male trait to, you know, when we talk about men having higher body counts or enjoying sex more, you start listening to the language, and they start using language such as, men are hunters, and men, I'm just like, you're not an animal, bro.
Calm down.
Like, calm down. Respect yourself a bit. Like, why do you want to be associated with an animal?
It's just so... Like, and they're like, mine's 170. And I'm like, do you know what? Fine for anyone. But 170 is mental.
Yeah, like, I mean, it is mental. But I want to know, like, is it healthy? Are you having healthy practices with these people?
Do you know their names?
Yeah, do you know their last name? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they absolutely don't.
Absolutely
is there aftercare involved? Did you call her the night after?
I know they didn't. Whenever I meet a guy, maybe this is judgmental, but if I meet a guy and they're like, my body count's like 100, straight away that's a red flag. Like for me, I'm just like, oh, but then maybe that's judgmental.
Do you know what it is? I wouldn't even ask.
That's
I wouldn't
true.
ask.
Don't
I want
ask
to
what you
know
don't
if
wanna
you're
know.
clean. I want to know.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went to the sexual health clinic? That's what I want to know.
In the past week, I don't want to know.
Do you know what I mean? I want to be like, let's swap results.
Yeah.
Like, and don't send me a screenshot. That might be your best friend. Screen record that shit.
Yeah.
Can I swear? I don't know.
You can swear away. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want to see. I don't care who you've had sex with. Like we're not property. Do you know what I mean? He is not going to turn into dust if he's had sex with 200 people. Would I be a bit interested and want to ask questions?
Yeah, what happened there?
Yeah, I would. But
How long
I'm
do you
not
spend
gonna.
in Ibiza?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's not good.
Yeah.
But I feel like STIs have a massive like stigma against it too, because I remember obviously at uni the clap is rife.
Oof.
Like the clap is actually rife. So it was normal to have like the clap and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I met a few people that had accidentally picked up herpes.
Ooh.
And it was like a thing where it was just like, don't sleep with them. Like they'll transmit. And it's only when you start researching it where it's like,
wow,
it's a flare up.
Everybody.
Yeah. And also a lot of people have it.
Thank you.
So like, it's
I love
one
that
of the
you
most
said
common
that.
things.
Yep, it is so common. So HSV1 and HSV2, one is oral, the other one is like to do with cold sores and stuff, which is, I think that's HSV1. And it is so common. I think the research shows that maybe maybe 1 in 5 people even carry it or something like that. And this is another subject which I love talking about because again, I cover it in the book and there's real experiences of people, well, women, because I love sharing stories of women, you know, sharing their experiences with herpes. And I think what I love about that chapter as well is that women are sharing good moments and they're also sharing moments where they feel like they've probably been pushed away. But it shows you that just because you have herpes or just because you have an STI that's incurable doesn't mean that your sex life is over.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be embarrassed about
You shouldn't.
it.
Like, people get sick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people catch a cold. Did we not just have a whole panoramic? Do you know what I mean?
We all nearly died.
Do you know what I mean?
It's fine.
People get sick. Sometimes your genitals might cough or sneeze. And it's okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can just take one antibiotic for a day or 7 and you're good to go.
Today's sponsor of the podcast is Babbel. Babbel is basically a place that you can learn a language. Are you going to Ibiza? Do you want to flirt with Wayne Lineker? Why not do it in Spanish? On Babbel, you can learn up to 14 different languages. So basically, you can be bilingual and go anywhere and ask for a glass of wine and a shot. Vital. On Babbel, you have little 15-minute lessons which make it short and sweet and not too stressful to learn a language. Babbel is created by 150 different language experts, so you know what you're getting is true and reliable and you won't accidentally ask the waiter for a slippery nipple. So if you want to learn a new language or just try it out, go to babbel.com/play and use the code GRACE to get your first 6 months free. And surely in 6 months you can learn like 12 of those languages. Just have a glass of wine during your lesson. I remember I slept with someone back in first year and then I got a message like 2 weeks later like, I have herpes, like you need to get checked. And I remember sitting there. I was like, I'm going to have to die. Like no one, luckily I didn't have it. But I remember thinking like, because I didn't know anyone that would have had it. Like if there was, I wish there was like an influencer who was like, by the way, guys got herpes and it's great.
There
Do you know
are,
what I mean?
though. There are.
There?
I've got like a friend who talks about it. I don't know if you've heard of like, well, I don't want to say their name in case they haven't given me consent to, but there are out there anyway. There are out there. But no, like I feel like it was good that they said something. Do you know what I mean? There's so many people
that wouldn't
even give you that, you know, kind gesture.
Know, and they'd still sleep with you.
Exactly.
Which is mental.
Exactly.
But that definitely opened my eyes. I was like, oh my God. Then I'd research it and I was like, oh, right, okay, it's fine. Thank God I didn't have it. But if I did have it, I think it would have put my mind at rest so much more if I could have seen someone else or had read something a bit more. Not that it's incurable, you're going to pass it on to everyone and you are disgusting. Do you know what I mean?
And I think that's the thing, you know, because people see sex as dirty, they're going to associate anything you pick up with it as dirty. And I mean, if you get cleaned after, and even if you can't get clean, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just shouldn't be seen as something. People have sex, people fuck, like get
People
over it.
really do.
Yeah.
They do.
There's someone right now in this world at this very second who is getting their cheeks clapped.
I'm jealous. What can we do? Like,
I am jealous as well. And I hope she's having a good time.
Yeah, I hope she's not faking it.
Yeah, for real.
Again, another thing we're moving on to, faking it. I cannot believe it was instilled in us to be like, oh, fucking hell, I've got to fake this. Like, why did we not sit there and go, no, that didn't do fuck all for me, unfortunately. Like, it's so, because every girl you'd ever ask has been like, yeah, most of them I faked it with.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. No, I think it's one of two things. It's ego, or we're just bloody tired.
Yeah,
we're just like, please, you need to get off me. You're sweating. It stung my eye. Get off me.
It's 1 a.m.
Yeah, like just get off me. Or if it's just an ego thing. Or sometimes some women actually believe or think that they're broken, which is quite sad as well.
That was me.
Yeah.
I used to think, I'd be like, and all my friends as well, I'd be like, guys, I will never be able to orgasm.
Yeah.
I thought it was a medical issue.
No.
And then I did, and I was like, well,
there we go.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Thank you. I needed that actually. But it's weird. I feel like, again, sex education, maybe we should just be taught, just like, by the way, that's what you do.
Yeah, like I feel like it should be taught. I feel like, you know, we're often taught about like male pleasure or just pleasure from just one side, but we're never taught about like women and how we might enjoy pleasure, or you know, or maybe that our nipples can give us an orgasm, for example. Like that's
Can
never
they?
really, yeah, they can. There's so many ways you can get an orgasm. Yeah, or that our clits can give us orgasms.
Yeah,
you know, like everything is always penetration focused, or dick and banana and male focused. Like it's just like, what about our clits? It's the only organ specifically designed for pleasure.
What a great day.
Why? Like, so why would we not talk about it? And that's just been
they just point it and be like, clip.
Yeah.
And then move on from it.
They don't,
like,
they barely
nice.
point at it as well. But people can't even find it. So do you know what I mean? So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, people always say sex gets good when you're 30.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Like, it always gets good when you're 30.
Because you find your voice. I feel it's like because you find your voice, you don't have time to like fuck about anymore. And if they're not doing it for you, you can honestly just be like, you can communicate better. I feel like the more experiences you have in anything, no matter how old or young you are, you're able to find your voice more. You become more comfortable. Well, I hope at least. I might just be talking for myself. Lord knows, like the sex I was having 10 years ago is not the sex that I'm having today.
Just laying there.
Honestly, I feel like I'm a bit more bossier in the bedroom.
Down.
I am such a dom, for real.
Actually.
Yeah, I am.
That is so funny. Do you have any weird kinks?
I don't think I have. This is the thing. As bossy as I am, I feel like I'm a bit vanilla. Like I do talk about like the kinks that I have on my podcast. And when guests come on, they're just like, they're a bit thrown off. Cause I'll be like, oh, I do love a bit of like, well, I talk about it in the book. I won't say. I talk about it in the book. Yeah, I'll save it with the book. But then some people, that could be their regular Friday night. And for other people, that could be something they whack out on a special night. Do you get what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like, when I go to uni, like when I was at uni, people I'd live with, you know, some would be like, oh, yeah, I love a good handcuff. Or like someone would be like, I love dildos in me while they're fucking me. And I'd be there like, fair play. Do you know what I mean? I'm so glad I'm not next to your room.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's just kinks are meant, but I feel like there's kinks for everything now.
Yeah.
Like some are a bit weird. Yeah. But some are like, you know, you stick a tail in your ass. Yeah. That's normal now. Yeah. That's like a thing.
Yeah, there's so many kinks. You've got like, it's not just about like foot fetishes or foot kinks. You've got different sort of things. And I think like the difference between kinks and fetishes is that one is what you need in order to feel sexually aroused to help you have better sex, and the other is just something that you're into. So I feel like I
never thought about the difference between a kink and a fetish.
People all use it interchangeably, but they never really understand the difference. So one is more needed for arousal, like it helps arousal more.
So is that a kink?
So yeah, that is a kink.
Right.
And a fetish is something that no, I think that's actually a fetish. No, it's a fetish. I've got it mixed up. See, I even get it mixed up myself. It's in the book, the bigger. It's written there. So, so one is needed for arousal. Right. The other is more of just something you could be into or really enjoy, but it doesn't need to stimulate you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
if, say, you have a new partner, you want to try some kinky shit, how would you go about asking them?
Ooh, Oh, I would say you pull out a chapter from my book, for example.
You'd be like, can we do some quick light reading?
Yeah, like exactly. Like, oh my God, she's talking about this. I really, really want to try
would be crazy.
it. Exactly. And there's so many examples of different kinks and fetishes from people that are included in the book. And that could be an example. Or it might be sending them this podcast and saying, hey, I heard about this tail kink.
Yeah, I want to be a furry.
Can we try it, please? Do you know what I mean?
I feel like maybe, I suppose if you're comfortable with your partner, it should be an issue if you're like, stick it my arse. Like, I feel like that should be fine.
Exactly. But then there's people who are having casual sex who might not be that comfortable.
True.
So it's just like, how do you bring that up? And again,
weird them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be too much.
And I talk about this as well. It's called having the sex before the sex, where you have that intense conversation
before you do it,
so you can understand what the other person is into, know what their boundaries are, and making sure you don't cross that.
Again, porn, so in porn it's so normal to like choke girls, pull their hair, but it's also like a lot of people don't ask before they do that, and to some people, and that's wrong. That's like a no.
That's sexual assault.
And you obviously, like, because they've seen it in porn, they think that's what you're meant to do. But it's like, that is not you're meant to start that off.
Absolutely not. And that's what, having conversations before sex is supposed to be about. You're supposed to communicate. And even if you don't do it before, you do it in between. Like, consent just doesn't start and end at the beginning of sex. You do it all the way through. And I feel like when some people hear that, they're just like, oh, you're ruining the mood. And it's just like, no, you're not ruining the mood. If you know how to have sex properly, believe me, you won't ruin the mood. And you have enough sauce. If you don't know how to ask for consent during sex, then you have no sauce whatsoever. It is a big issue because there's so many ways. And again, within the big O, there's a script in there. There's so many examples of dirty talk that show you how to ask for consent throughout.
I can't do dirty talk.
You can.
No,
believe
I can't.
me. Do you know what? I promise you, the book, it has different stages of dirty talk. So you're probably thinking of like the hardcore, like spit in my mouth and whack my... No.
I'm scared.
There's a soft side that you can do. Right. And I promise you, you're honestly...
I'm
like
there's
that fucking
chapter quick.
Yeah. You will. I promise you, there's a bit of dirty talk in there for everyone.
Because it's like embarrassing. Like, this is what... Right, let me tell you my issue.
Go on.
So, when I used to have sex with different people, right... That was a joke. My dad's watching. I've done that before. But like the next day, I would get the most insane amount of like cringe. Like, I'd have to scream to myself, like an intrusive thought.
What, like in the bathroom, like screaming?
Like I'd be so embarrassed about something I'd done or something I'd said or like a noise I'd made, and it would haunt me for days. Yeah. Why?
I think that is because you probably need to get comfortable with, the experiences that you're having. I think that's why. And don't get me wrong, we all cringe like at different certain things. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like you need to ask yourself, okay, why is it that I'm cringing about this?
Yeah.
What is it that made me uncomfortable? Well, what was it about that situation? Or do you cringe about what they do as well? Or is it just what you're doing?
No, I never cringe about what they do.
Yeah, then you need to ask yourself, like, what is it? What is the pattern? You need to find the pattern of what it is and get comfortable with that. I think. True. Because you shouldn't.
I think seeing myself in a sexual way makes me fucking cringe.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm one of those people that's either self-deprecating, like as a joke. Like, I'm very like funny, like jokey. Not fun, I didn't mean like I'm funny, but I meant like, like jokey all the time. Yeah. So when I'm in like a serious, like, it makes me literally want to vomit.
Oh no. I mean, are you enjoying the experiences? Are you having a lot of fun?
Yeah, I'm having a great time. But it's like after I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, those moments are allowed to happen. True. Just don't beat yourself up about it. Those moments are allowed to happen. You can look back and laugh and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. You can laugh. Like, do you know what I mean? As long as you understand that, listen, they are very lucky to be having sex with you.
True.
That's how you have to see it.
Do you know what? That's a very good point. I'm like, woo!
Exactly.
Great. Right. Sex and relationships.
Yeah.
Have you got a boyfriend?
I do.
Do you?
I'm in a long distance relationship.
Oh, how long?
It has been 2 years.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's a long time.
It is a really long time.
I feel like after the first year, that's how you know whether you're going to stay together or like...
If it gets a bit...
Not last,
I know, yeah.
So how does he find it... Because I feel like a lot of men would find it very intimidating if their girlfriend was this open about sex and stuff.
Oh, definitely. That's why I need to always make sure that I'm with someone who's comfortable. And he knew me before, like, you know, I was writing about sex and stuff. So he kind of like saw my journey. But I would say like other people that I've dated in the past have been a bit funny about it. And then they had to adjust to it and stuff. But I think with him, listen, even when I was writing the book, I would be reading chapters back to him. Like, what do you think about this? You know, and I'd be reading.
Love it both.
He would be like giving me tips and be like, yeah, include that. Maybe don't include that. And do you know what I mean?
Really
so
sweet.
he's very supportive. He's very, very supportive.
That's like, because I feel like sometimes it can, like, what's the word? Demasculate? Emasculate.
Yeah.
A guy when the girl's kind of like what's it called? Not like the leader, but someone who's like in charge.
Oh, not the leader.
Not the leader, but like someone who's really confident in themselves and stuff.
No, it really does. But I think those are the men that we don't want to be with because I don't have time to baby anyone's son.
Toxic men.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. It's very real and rife.
Do you ever get hate from men?
Do I ever get hate? Do I ever get hate? You tell me.
I can imagine it.
I get a lot of hate. Like I get
mad.
hate all the time. But it's like water off a duck's back at this point. And it's because, you know, again, this is something that I talk about even in the conclusion of the book. You know, I think a lot of men see an issue with having a confident woman teach other women how to have sex for themselves and sex that does not center men. It centers their pleasure, centers their happiness, you know, their body, their agency. They don't like seeing that. Exactly. Do it for you. It doesn't always need to be about men. I mean, yeah, it's great to have sex with men or women, more than one, maybe or 2, both. 3, an orgy, however you want to do it. Yeah. But I think what they see an issue with is when they see me talking about sex, they immediately think I'm telling women to suck every guy off on a Friday night. And if they want to do that,
you do that.
You do that. But what I'm essentially doing is educating women to have better sex, however they see that, whether it be casual sex in a relationship. If they want to wait till their wedding night, do that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not telling women how often they should have sex. I want to improve the quality of their sex.
Well, I think men are scared that we're just going to stop sleeping with them and keep masturbating. And we might, I'll be honest.
We might. We
actually might.
We might.
Today's sponsor of the podcast is none other than Skin and Me. I'm shining, I'm looking fresh. It's because of Skin and Me. Basically, your skin's disgusting. You want a new look. Ready for winter wonderland with your boyfriend in December? Start now. New Skin and Me. All you have to do is fill out a form, let them know what your skin's like, what you want to look like, issues, problems, whatever, and they will come up with their own little formula for your skincare. And better yet, it has your name written on it, so if you hit your head and lose your memory, it's fine. Just go over to your skincare, you remember name. Do you know what I mean? Get your first month for £3.50 instead of £24.99 by using the code GRACE. And again, you get your own skincare kit, cleansers, moisturisers, everything you need to achieve your dream skin, and it has your name on it. Skin and Me helps against aging, acne, pigmentation. So again, use the code GRACE for your first month at £3.50 instead of £24.99. Thank you again to Skin and Me for sponsoring today's pod. The sex toys now are mental. Ooh. Like, you can get fucking Clit Sucker 3000 in the post.
Love me a Clit Sucker 3000. Yeah.
But sometimes it's bad because my friend, she used like a vibrator so much that she then couldn't come during sex without the vibrator. Yeah,
she needed a break from the vibrator. And that's the thing. Yeah. A lot of people find a toy that they like and they're just like, this is it. This is the one I'm going to completely do. Yeah. You know, this one I'm going to continue using. And it's just like, no, you have to mix it up, sis. Yeah. You can use your Clit Sucker 3000 today. You
can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah, you mix it up with the vibrator the following day. So it's all about mixing, you know, the type of toys that you're using and also having a break, maybe using your fingers.
Yeah.
And also just finding new ways to enjoy pleasure. I feel like people when it comes to masturbating, people find that page on whatever porn site. Could be the 300th page. They're just like found it, bookmarked it, and then you use it over and over. It's just like, no, you need to discover pleasure in different ways. It could be audio erotica. It could be fantasizing, just using your mind, remembering a time. Yeah. Like, you know, thinking about Anthony Joshua. It could be whatever you want.
We've all been there.
Do you know what I mean?
Really
whatever you want.
That's a good, well, that's like some people do like porn breaks where they don't watch porn for ages. Yeah. Which I feel like is good.
I think it's good as well. It's very healthy.
Porn's sometimes mental.
Yeah. Especially if it's not ethical. I think, you know, there's a lot of ethical porn that people don't really know about, which is porn that, you know, respects the rights of sex workers, make sure that there's like a sexual coach on set and that no one's being pushed, their boundaries are being pushed. And that is important. So I feel like, you know, try discovering different types of porn that's actually realistic, not where you've got a woman who's squirting on demand, when it's a prop. Do you know what I mean? Mad. Or a guy who's like got his foot on her head and choking her at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's weird. The other day, I was like, so you go on Pornhub, right? And the first, obviously not kink shaming or anything. Yeah. But it's all stepsis, stepchild, and I'm like, is there not a point where it's a little bit, if all you're watching is stepsis, family stuff, does that not maybe ingrain in your head a little bit?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
But this is the thing, we will never know people's darkest and deepest fantasies. True. But I feel like stuff like that.
Stepsister.
The stepsister. But I definitely feel like that sort of content does kind of engineer some. I'm not shocked when people do have a problem with some form of porn, because you have to, like, I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but I get it sometimes. Do you know what I mean? But then I also understand that some things are just a fantasy and it's not something that they would bring.
Separate the two.
You can separate the two, but there's some things I'm just like, how do you separate this though?
You cannot separate that.
You can't. Can you? I don't know. We need some studies.
Check their hard drive.
Yeah. For real. We do. We need them studies and that hard drive.
And quick. Yeah. Amen. So our next bit, I did a little Q&A for sex issues or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Nah, speaking of sex toy, a sex toy's just come in the post and my mum said, shall I open it?
Please don't.
No. Right. Okay. First question is, my girlfriend won't go on top. Help me.
Why does she need to go on top? Listen, with this orgasm gap crisis, no woman should be going on top, okay? No, I'm joking. Like, that's what I always say. Like, listen, I'm always talking about the orgasm gap, which is what the book is about. It's a disparity between men and women. Women are not having orgasms, not nearly as much as men are. So men should be putting in the work, leave women alone. No, but really and truly, if she's not going on top, you need to have a conversation. Have a conversation and, you know, just express that it is something that you're really into and that you would like if there was more effort that was put in.
My boyfriend that sent that one.
Really? Don't kill me, really?
I was like, just
girl, don't get on top.
Your original
don't get on top.
Thank you. Right. How to do casual sex, I always get in my feels.
Ooh, if you're always getting in your feels, maybe don't do casual sex. Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, don't do casual sex.
Some people can do it, some people can't.
Honestly, but people are built up differently, and that's okay.
How to get over having a low sex drive?
Ooh, how to get over? I think you need to identify why you have a low sex drive at the moment. You know, is it stress? Are you going through stuff? Has it been a long time since you felt sexy? You know, and if you can find the answer to that, maybe attack that first. So if it's stress, you need to find a way to deal with that stress.
Sometimes it's even the pill as well.
Yeah, it could be. There's so many things that could like influence your hormones and you don't even know it as well.
Thoughts on sticking fingers in a guy's ass, how to approach it?
I would definitely say you need to ask him first. Any sexual act that has gone past what has been consented to, you need to ask, because I'd be very alarmed if anyone stuck their fingers up my ass when I just said I wanted to enjoy penis and vagina penetration. Yeah. So
and then all of a sudden you got a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want doo-doo on your finger, because if he hasn't douched as well, be very messy. Very messy.
How to not queef if there is a way.
How to not queef? I would say let the queefing happen, let the queef be free. But no, seriously, I would say try different positions, lube, but don't make a big deal out of queefing. Like it's a vagina. It happens, air gets caught inside and it gets trapped.
Puff.
It's literally science. You can't beat science sometimes.
You can't.
But I would say try different positions and lube as well. Definitely lube. Gotta love the lube.
Always love the lube.
Yeah.
Help a sister out.
Yeah.
What should I do if someone refuses to wear a condom?
Ooh. What should I do if someone refuses to wear a condom?
Hit
Good
them.
question. I think you should definitely just not have sex with them.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
So weird? That's so weird.
I would say definitely just don't have sex with them.
A lot of people, that's normal. Like, a guy's like, no, I'm not wearing one.
Well, if he doesn't want to wear a condom, then don't have sex with him.
He doesn't want to have sex that bad, does he?
Billions of guys in the world who are more than happy to wear a condom and do not want to catch STIs or other diseases like a baby. So, you'll be fine.
Yeah. You will survive this horny moment.
Exactly.
Move on to the next.
Yeah.
Is it normal to not always reach the big O?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what we want to do is not make it normal. I feel like the only reason why it's normal is because we still do not know how to have sex. And I think that's what we need to change. We need to learn how to have better sex so it isn't a thing that's normal.
Yeah.
But if you're not having an orgasm, I feel like you need to understand what pleasure feels like on your own.
I was going to say, what you do to yourself, then you can tell what
of
other
course,
people can do
absolutely,
to you.
Exactly.
We know it.
Yeah.
We know. Best techniques for pegging.
Best techniques for pegging. Ooh, I would definitely say, first of all, lots of lube.
Yeah.
Again, I know I keep banging on about this, but lube is so important.
You need shares in lube,
I do. I really listen. I'm always talking about lube because I feel like a lot of people just expect their vagina walls to just be lubricated 24/7. And I think lubrication is important when it comes to anal sex, especially because the anus is a lot more sensitive as well. So what you don't want to do is allow any ripping or tearing to be happening in your back door. So lube is definitely important. And starting on a position that feels comfortable for both of you. I think the standard position obviously would probably be on all fours.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was thinking. I was like, what would you do if you were probably on all fours?
Yeah.
How do you tell your partner that their sex talk is shit?
Ooh.
That's awkward.
Ooh. You don't need to see, this is a thing. I feel like you don't have to say it's shit. I feel like you could start off with a good thing. Be like, babe, I really like when you do this. Or start off with something that's good. But I feel, positive. Then say, I really want us to improve this though. Can we try something else instead of, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So let them, work them up and make them feel good.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not saying...
It's like school.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. I really agree.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it, I would not want my partner to be like, oh, you're shit at giving blowjobs. Okay, I just know that's not true. But you have to think, how would I want someone to tell me to improve something? Especially if it's coming from a place of I want us to have amazing sex and I don't want to be cringed out by what you're doing or saying.
What would be your number one blowjob tip?
Ooh, lube.
I should have known.
Saliva, hands, no teeth, and you have to read the big O for more tips.
Amen. Skip those pages, keep going. I get worried when sleeping around. What if someone is saying I'm bad or criticizing?
People are always going to talk and you just have to let them talk. And I think it's just important to maybe not share all your sexual escapades with people who aren't as sex positive as you.
Yeah.
I feel like if you surround yourself with people who are sex positive, who aren't judgy,
then it's fine.
Then you're fine. But if you're surrounding yourself with people who snarl at you every time you say you met a fit guy, then
jealousy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Why I'm putting that down. This is a question for you. Would you ever do it outside?
Would I ever do it outside of what? Outside?
Outside.
Oh, I mean, haven't we all?
In a car.
Yeah, haven't we all?
But some people do it in graveyards though, and that's where I draw the line.
Do you know what? I've heard of people wanting to do it at graveyards, to them I say good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I agree, because you're getting haunted
for real.
after that.
Yeah.
How do you not get razor bumps when shaving?
How do you not get razor bumps? I feel like if you are getting razor bumps, maybe you should just stop shaving.
Yeah.
Stop shaving
Go
and
for
try
wax.
Yeah, try a different technique. And yeah, like I feel like when people start shaving and they get those bumps, I'm just like, stop doing it then. Just stop.
Put it down.
Yeah.
Put the razor down.
Yeah.
Okay, first time having sex.
Ooh.
How to prepare yourself.
How to prepare yourself. If you know what it is that you enjoy in the bedroom, so you understand your body, you know what it is you enjoy, you need to communicate that with your partner. You need to make sure you have the condoms. You need to make sure everybody has been tested. Well, if you're a virgin, you don't need to. But if they have, if they haven't, or if they've had sex, then make sure they're tested. Condoms, lube, and start off on, I would say like gentle positions, don't do any crazy acrobatic things.
So when my friend lost her virginity, the guy made her go on top. And I was like, is that not a violation, first of all? You're losing your virginity and he's going, go on then.
Yeah, get on top.
That's rude. If you're a guy and you're about to take someone's virginity, let them lay.
Just let them lay, please.
It's
honestly.
traumatic enough.
For real, it really is.
Anyway. My boyfriend wants to go down on me, but I'm too scared because I'm insecure about if I'll smell.
Oh, babe, like that is such a common dilemma. Honestly.
That's what everyone like.
Yeah, I hear it all the time. And it's weird because you'd think it'd be men who'd be more worried about their smell, especially because I've seen a lot of stories from some unhygienic, and I'm just like, oh my god, people are having sex with these people. Anyway, if you are insecure about what you smell like, why not go to a gynecologist and just go for a checkup, make sure that everything's fine, because smells can be due to BV or other infections that you might possibly have. That's only if you think you smell. Like if you believe that you smell, make sure you get tested,
and then put your peace of mind.
Put your mind at rest at least anyway. And then once that's been done and everything's good to go, I would say you need to go there with confidence and be like, right, I'm ready.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a vagina's not going to smell like roses.
It's not going to smell like roses. You know honestly,
I mean? It's going to smell like pussy.
It really will. People think it's going to be like Skittles, or I see women saying, "Oh, if I eat pineapples and da 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 da." Like, listen, like just chill. Vulvas are going to smell like vulvas, and that's fine.
It's a vulva world out there,
for real.
How to introduce sex toys into the bedroom.
How to introduce sex toys into the bedroom. There's so many ways you can introduce sex toys in the bedroom.
Just whip them out.
For real. You can whip them out. I mean, if you're me, definitely whip them out. I would say having a conversation, maybe sending a link to a sex toy that you've seen, send it to your partner.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. This looks really pretty. Do you want to try it out? Or saying, when you're on the phone, would you ever consider trying a sex toy? I mean,
just being outright then,
exactly.
Really.
And it makes sex a lot more fun for everyone. So I don't see why.
Be shy.
Yeah.
Should I dump my boyfriend as he refuses to go down on me?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
I think that's so much. What, you still want us to give you blowjobs?
Right.
That's...
My jaw is going to ache and you can't even... No.
My gag reflex is on the verge.
Yeah.
And you can't even go down.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Does size matter?
Size doesn't matter, and I think that is because
this is the question, isn't it?
People do wonder, is it the size or is it like the motion in the ocean? And I definitely feel like it is the motion. If there are guys who have big dicks and don't know what the hell they're doing, literally just going at it with no care in the world.
Someone said, I'm 20, been in a relationship since 16.
Ooh.
Should I be good at this age?
Good.
Like as in good in the bedroom?
I don't think you need to be good in the bedroom. I think you need to have a better understanding of your partners, like what they enjoy and what you enjoy.
Everyone has different stuff that they like.
And keep on exploring. I think people are too obsessed with wanting to be good. Just explore, continue exploring and having fun,
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Oh, there's loads of stuff about... fucking hell, where's it gone? Pain during sex. But that's not normal. Either you're not turned on enough.
Yeah. You're not supposed to feel any pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have a really big penis.
Or unless you're into BDSM and you've consented to the pain.
Then you're loving your life.
Yeah. Then, pain, pleasure, I get it. But sex should not be painful. And if it is, you need to stop and maybe see a health professional and let them know, because sex should not be painful.
I agree. The last one. is how to keep sex life entertaining in a long-term relationship. That's a good one.
Yes.
Because I feel like it would, if you've been together like 10 years, fucking hell, you've used toys.
Yep.
You've used whatever. What are you going to do next?
Absolutely. And there's so many ways you can introduce, you know, some spice into the bedroom or, you know, the spark or whatever. And that could be done with different things. It could be role playing.
I was thinking role play.
Yes, I love a good role play.
What's your favourite role play to do?
I have dressed up as a nurse. What else have I done?
I just want
do you know what I mean, right? Or just wearing some really, really nice lingerie and being like, no, you're not ripping it off after 5 seconds. You're going to let me prance around for a bit and enjoy the sight because it's bloody expensive, okay? So,
that's a good one.
There's so many ways you can enjoy. It could be you having video sex with your partner as well.
Yeah.
So if they're around their house and you're around yours, it could be like, you know, giving them a show whilst they've got their meat out. You know, exactly. There's so many ways you can enjoy as well. Playing fun sex games together. There's so many sex card games are out there. Do you know what I mean? There's so much you can do with sex. Like, it shouldn't just be about, I mean, yes, toys should be involved as well, but it shouldn't just be about toys and missionary. Or doggy.
I feel I feel like it's all more about body confidence. If you've got confidence, I feel like you can keep it interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gathering from this. Like, if you can sit there and walk around in like a dress up without feeling stupid, then it should be fine.
It should be.
I think.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If you're going to get naked with someone, you should have confidence to like, do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I know sometimes we can feel a bit shit about our bodies from time to time, but it's so important to understand that, again, this person is very lucky to be naked with you and to see you naked. So you need to always make sure that your head is being held high and you're walking like the queen you are inside that bedroom when you give that good sloppy toppy, okay?
Okay, I've noted it down. Right. So what would your orgasm tips be?
My orgasm tips be, one, practice on your own. So masturbating, playing with toys, exploring different toys, whether it be a suction toy, a vibrator, and, you know, take yourself like toy shopping if need be as well. There's lots of sales assistants in these stores exactly, and you can talk to them. I used to work in a sex store, and I would have like the most random customers come in. I can imagine. It was a very fun experience because you saw the behavior people had towards sex, but definitely like sales assistants in sex stores see different people every single day. Like, they probably won't even remember you, but have those conversations with them. Let them know, especially if you're not really clued up on toys. I get it. It can be very scary. You've got like big raging dildos and these tiny clit suckers. You don't know what to do. But go shopping. Find a toy that, you know, that speaks to you and speaks to your body, and understand your pleasure more. Number two, I think, so the question was for orgasm tips, right? Another orgasm tip I would give is trying and testing different positions with your partner,
right,
and bringing those toys into the bedroom as well. I know I keep banging on about toys, but they're so important. They really are. Bringing those toys into the bedroom as well, and teaching your partner how to use it on you as well. Right. So remember, number one was understanding your pleasure by yourself. Number two is using what you've taught on your own to teach your partner, and telling them, you know, this is what I enjoyed when I was on my own. I want you to try it on me. Or it could be a bit of mutual masturbation too. So you just watch each other from the corner of the room and just masturbate and just be like, don't touch me. I touch myself, you touch me, and then, you know, just hold that off for a little bit. So in a way, and then go for an edge a little bit, and then go for it. Oh, and my third tip would be honesty. I think just communicating.
That is what honest. I've gathered from today. You've just got to go for it.
You've got to be so honest and communicate, because if they continue having shit sex with you, it will just continue. And if it doesn't work out with you two, he'll just give that shit sex to another woman. And is that what we want to be doing?
No.
I don't want another girl to be having shit sex with a guy because I told him he was great in bed.
I agree.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly. Fuck them.
Right?
What age do you think you'll stop shagging?
Ooh, what age?
Realistically.
I don't ever see myself like. I feel like I will
be
be
91, like me back.
Honestly, I will be in the hospital with a suction toy, being like, just let me just have one more go at it, please.
Home, please.
For real.
What was the oldest person you served at the job at the?
Honestly, it was, I think this woman, she looked like she was around 70 and she came in with this big dildo. No, it wasn't a dildo, so it was a wand. She came with this massive wand and she said that it was broken. And I was just like, no, you just haven't charged it. You need to put the USB into the plug socket.
It.
Bless, I'll never forget. It was the funniest thing ever. She was I was just like, oh wow, Granny's really getting it in.
You probably can't get on top at that age, so it's like
it's
fine.
True, like I do it myself, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, it was.
That gives us hope that I'll be still doing it at 70.
Oh, me too.
I still won't be on top at 70 though. I can really confirm that.
I want women to not go on top that much anywhere.
Thank you. I actually appreciate that.
Thank you.
Because I always feel like I was like, you lazy. I am.
Listen, I feel like we have a right to be lazy. I'm sorry. Again, the book is about the orgasm
We've
gap.
got rights now. We can be lazy.
We do.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if there's like a very like slight chance that we might not orgasm, why am I putting all the work?
Yeah, why am I sweating?
Why am I sweating? There's a 90% chance you're going to orgasm anyway. So get it and be done with it, please.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Thank you for coming on today. It's been a pleasure. Again, The Big O is your book. Where can we buy it?
Oh, Amazon, everywhere they sell books, I guess.
Anywhere they sell The Big O.
Yes.
It's time to start having good shags.
It really is.
It's time.
You deserve it.
Get the orgasm this winter.
Yeah.
That's your selling point. Right. Anyway, any last tip for anyone? No, actually, I usually ask a question, right?
Ooh.
I say, if you had any tips, because it's called Saving Grace, to save grace, what would it be?
Any tips for saving grace?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So you said you don't get on top.
I agree. Yeah.
So I want you to be a bit more bossier in the bedroom.
Right.
Yes. I don't know. Could you give me submissive vibes?
Yeah, I'm just a lay there.
Yeah,
lights
you give
off,
me
top
submissive
on.
vibes, and I want. Let's see if we can make you a switch. So that's someone who's a sub and a dom.
So scared. Get on the fucking bed, bitch.
And it doesn't even need to be that extreme. It could just be you like finding your voice a little bit more and saying, "Do you know what? I enjoyed that, but I know you can do better." Like, do you see how? Do you see
say
something
that.
like? Do you see something like that? It's just a little bit, but it's enough. They're just like, okay, and they like the competition. They're just like, okay, no, I know I can do better. It's like it's a little bit of a praise kink as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Cheers to that.
Yes, for real. Thank you for having me.
Cheers. And if you've been watching this, give it a like and subscribe. And if you've been listening, give it a 5-star review and a follow. Cheers, shaggers.